I'm Adrian Lee. I'm director of the Women's Cancer Research Center. This is a collaboration between Magee-Womens Research Institute and UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, and our goal is to drive research into breast cancer and improve outcomes for patients. We focus on prevention, trying to actually just simply prevent the disease, on early detection, to catch it early so we can treat it better, and then finally on if women develop the disease, then for treatment purposes. We also have many aspects for social services and trying to improve women's process through the disease. In the area that's probably most exciting at the moment is the area of personalized or precision medicine, whereby in breast cancer we actually now have a number of measures in the tumor that can tell us whether this is likely to recur or not, and then we can direct therapy to those patients. So some patients may require more therapy, some patients actually require less therapy. And by that we can be more precise or more personalized and hopefully improve outcomes by, for example, reducing toxicity. So we rely upon our benefactors and donors to a large extent. The actual funding for the research, which is key to improving outcomes in breast cancer, comes mainly from the government and then is supported by donors. But over the years, the money we get from the government has decreased substantially. And so the donor money really helps us keep the base going. As an example, we collect tissue from patients with breast cancer to analyze it and understand it and improve outcomes. That program is mostly funded through our philanthropy, through people like Smail who've donated money so that we can collect off patients. And then these are patients who are actually seen over in Magee-Womens Hospital just across the street from us now. We can collect their samples, we can bank them and then study them, and that is what leads to improved outcomes.
My main research interest is response to hormonal therapy. We call it endocrine therapy. Approximately 2/3 of women, the tumor expresses a protein which responds to the female hormone estrogen. So we have pretty good therapies. Unfortunately, approximately in half the cases, at one point the tumor cells don't respond any longer to the therapy, and the tumor can recur as a metastasis. So we try to figure out why is that, can we predict that, can we prevent it, and if it happens, can we treat the tumors which are now resistant to this endocrine therapy.
We researchers have not done a very good job in presenting our research, explaining our research very well. So we are therefore reaching out to breast cancer survivors to help us do a better job in that regard, because it is so important that we learn from them how to improve our research. So we have run a program now for the past 3 years, reaching out to survivors, and our group is called Breast Cancer Research Advocacy Network. And this is a collaboration between the Magee-Womens Hospital and the University of Pittsburgh Cancer Centers. And we have 20 women now who work with us to do outreach work in the community to educate about breast cancer research and about clinical trials and their importance, because without clinical trials there will be no new drugs available to the breast cancer patients.
The second research topic we are very interested in is a subtype of breast cancer. It's called ILC. It also stands for invasive lobular breast cancer. It's only 10% of women, but because breast cancer is unfortunately so frequent, it is more than 30,000 women a year just in the US alone. There's very little known. It clearly looks different, it behaves different. The metastatic sites are unusual. It can go, for example, to the ovary and the GI tract. And we try to figure out the biology and figure out, can we personalize medicine for this subtype of breast cancer. So the majority of research, at least in the past, was funded through the NIH, the National Institute of Health. It's a governmental branch where research like ours is funded. That research has become more and more limited, unfortunately, over the last few years. That really groups like us trying to fight breast cancer heavily depend on philanthropy. That has become an important way for us to really continue research. Second, there are very critical tools and supplies we need to do research. For example, access to tissue or equipment. If you want to buy a machine like a microscope or state-of-the-art equipment to look at very, very small amounts of genetic material in blood or on the tumor, to buy these pieces of equipment, we also depend on philanthropy. And without this, we just can't make progress.
So we always try to make the most out of the donations that we get. People have worked hard to generate this money, and we're lucky at the moment in that we can leverage that money to have a match from UPMC. So for every dollar that Smail donates, we get $1 from UPMC for our research. So this basically doubles the amount of work we can do.
You know, we are really grateful to the continued support from the Smail family, from the company. It's very critical for us to continue our research and to reach our goal to cure the disease.
So we work very hard to educate the community about all this, and we are very grateful that we actually received funding on the Smail family for that, because in combination with the research and the outreach, we really hope to make a difference in Pittsburgh and the breast cancer community.